these words where we use them as a weapon and they lose their meaning.
I want to pop this Quinnipiac poll up. 51% of the respondents said that they believe the president is racist, but when broken down by party, can we put that up so we can actually see it? Okay. 86% of Democrats say so, but only 8% of Republicans agree with that.
Here's the problem. All those people you mentioned, Lisa, they're not running for re-election next year. And President Trump said...
Well, Bernie Sanders is running
No,
for president.
I'm talking about the people that you mentioned, that he has to get re-elected.
I did mention Bernie Sanders,
okay.
But yeah.
Fine. But President Trump...
And Tlaib is also running for re-election, but okay.
I said president, so you corrected me once and you were right. Let's move on. President Trump is the Teflon Don. He was when he was running in 3 years ago, where he could insult anyone, say anything, and he got away with it, and he still got elected president. The danger is, at some point, he won't. And he's giving in to what the Democrats want. As to paraphrase the Wall Street Journal editorial page, the Democrats want this to be a referendum on his character. They're begging for that. Here's the problem also. 4.4 million voters who came out for Barack Obama in 2012 stayed at home in 2016. More than 1/3 of those voters were black. That's an issue, and he needs to pay attention to it, because he might get to the point, and you will never know when it'll happen. He can say whatever he wants, outrageous, offensive, repugnant, and at some point it might hurt him. Because again, then we turn to debating personality and not policy that have benefited Black Americans, Latino Americans,
but on the
all
policy
Americans.
front as well, you could have President Trump could respond to that and say, look, the economy has been a record lows for African Americans. He's moved forward with things like the First Step Act, which directly impact African American men more than any other population. So he can make these arguments as well on the policy and substantive front.
He can make those arguments, but it's not going to change the fact that he is a racist, that he does racist things. This is
okay. Those are two different things.
No, it isn't. You're talking about voting.
Weaponizing words.
Listen, a birther means that you are a racist. Telling women of color who are congressional representatives to go back to where they came from, when 3 of them were Americans from birth, 1 a refugee who is now a citizen, is racist. Thinking that the Central Park Five is still guilty, though they have been exonerated, is racist.
Okay, but...
And Elijah Cummings, hold on. Elijah Cummings' district contains parts of Baltimore. It is also part of the suburbs. It is in the 61st percentile for median income in this country, above Mick Mulvaney's South Carolina's 5th, which is 22%. It is also 70th percentile in poverty, whereas Kentucky's 5th, a district that President Trump, I'm sure, loves because his voters are there.
I want to step in for just a couple of seconds, because, Steve, I want you to comment on Jessica calling the president racist based on things that he has said.
Racist things?
Yeah, but, I mean, you would agree that people can say something and not actually have the name calling. We've been talking about...
But
and you didn't like it when AOC... and a staff member did it for Speaker Pelosi.
No.
I mean, it's a loaded word.
You think that Nancy Pelosi and Donald Trump are in the same conversation when it comes to race?
No, that's why
I have sat on this couch and been badgered and
that's why I don't like the name calling at all.
That Ilhan Omar is an
anti-Semite,
anywhere. Or that she said anti-Semitic things, or AOC, or Rashida Tlaib. People need to be honest about what he is doing.
Do you think the name calling helps?
I think that calling people, this is the
call them out on
thing.
what they say.
Okay, PC culture is BS.
But right now, we are seeing something that only after the riots did we see under past administrations in Baltimore.
That's not fair, though. You want to talk about policy.
Well, it may not be fair, but it's a fact. I want to get Steve back in the conversation.
But I gave you a bunch of facts.
I can give you facts, too.
Yeah.
Poverty level has hovered above 26%. For many, many years in Baltimore. It has come down recently, but it's still unacceptable that it's at 22 or plus %. I mean, Baltimore has real issues,
talk about
Jessica.
Baltimore as a place that no human would want to live? He doesn't talk about
That's
white
what Bernie
districts
Sanders
like that.
said as well.
Saying it is a
third world country.
This is insane.
No, but you're playing a semantics game with that. And you
oh
live
my
in a
God,
party.
guys! I will remember this the next time that we see. It's all about the Benjamins, and you want me to sit here and talk about Louis Farrakhan?
You work for a party that calls President Trump
I don't work for a party,
and then
by the way.
You are in a party. You are part of a party as a Democrat who calls President Trump a racist and then kisses the ring of people like Al Sharpton, who was there during the race riots in Crown
You're
Heights
part
and
of
no
a
justice,
party
no peace,
where the head of
stirring
it
up.
is a racist.
You're in a party where Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez points at Nancy Pelosi and says you're racist. The Congressional Black Caucus points at the Justice Democrats and say they're targeting African Americans.
Rat infested. No human would want to live there.
Look, I appreciate the passion, and I know that we will go back and forth, but it's a conversation. Okay? And when you put your hands in the air and you roll your eyes and we kind of go back and forth, it feels less like a conversation, but that's where we need to be. Stephen?
Well, I see that I've missed a lot. Well,
You have.
Welcome back.
Look, I mean, I would just say I think Lisa's right when she points out that Democrats have used the charge of racism against Republicans going back years, including to people who didn't deserve to be called a racist at all. I think Jessica's right when she lists the number of things that Donald Trump have said that are at the very least racist comments. I mean, I think the attack on Judge Curiel, the judge from Indiana, where the implication was that he couldn't decide fairly because he was born of Mexican Hispanic descent, that's a racist thing to say. And if you string those things together, I think that's why you have 51% of Americans saying that they think he is racist. The problem here is this is what our political debates have devolved into. It's counterpoint, counterattack. And look, I mean, I don't mean to sound like a Pollyanna and say, well, you know, kumbaya, shouldn't we all just get along?
Well, and I sound like that too. And
but at the same time, you know, you want to have some positive outcome out